Hello everyone. This is part 2 of organizing chapter 5 plus 2 business studies, and in this video we are going to discuss about organization structure, its concept and its types. We'll begin with the meaning of organization structure. Organization structure refers to the framework within which managerial as well as operating tasks are performed. In short, we can say that it helps in specifying the relationship between the people, work and resources. So, organizational structure refers to the framework within which the managerial and operating tasks are performed. Means it shows the relationship between people, work and resources. We know that business operates in a dynamic environment, and managers, they have to review their plans accordingly. Organizational structure of an enterprise should help the managers to review such type of plans. A good organizational structure should be dynamic so that it can change and adjust as per the situations of the business environment. What is the need for organization structure? Now, the need for organization structure is that when there is a one-man company, that is when there is sole proprietorship, organization structure is not needed for that. A single ownership organization does not need organizational structure because all the activities are performed by himself. But when the organization grows, it becomes difficult for one man to control all the activities of different members. So in order to function in a smooth way and to face the changing business environment, it becomes necessary for the organization to pay more attention on the organization structure. Management has to review the plans and objectives accordingly so that they can survive in this changing environment. So organization structure allows correlation and coordination among human, physical and financial resources and enables the business enterprise to achieve the desired goals. Now the question is, what is the benefit of organization structure? An organization structure enables smooth flow of communication, better control over the operation of the business enterprise. When we are having a proper organization structure, this organization structure will help us to communicate in a proper way. Smooth flow of communication will be there, and better control over the operations of the business enterprise will also be there. An organizational structure provides a framework which enables the enterprise to function in a better way, in an integral unit, in a better unit, so that the workers, they can work and managers, they can control. So it helps in providing a framework which helps the enterprise to function in a proper way, So organizational structure benefits are proper communication, better control and proper functioning of the business, in short. Now, if organization structure is important, if organization structures are having certain advantages, then the question is, how is the organization structure created? The structure of an organization is deliberately created and designed. It is deliberately created and designed by the management. It is greatly influenced by the span of management. The creation depends upon the span of management. Now the question is, what is the span of management? Very important term, the span of management. The span of management refers to the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. In short, how many members can be managed by a superior? This is span of management. The span of management determines the organization structure. It determines the level of management in the structure so that the managers must consider the span of management while creating the organization structure. If the organization structure has to be created, span of management must be considered in a proper way. The organization structure of a firm is shown in an organizational chart. A narrow span of management has tall organization structure, whereas a wide span of management has short organizational structure. So, organizational structure is important for the proper functioning of the business, and it is created by taking into account the span of management. The span of management refers to the number of workers that is managed by the superior. When we are having a narrow span of management, then there will be tall organization structure, and when there will be wide span of management, the organization structure will be short. Types of organization structure. The type of structure adopted by an organization, it depends on nature and types of activities performed by any organization. Organization structure can be of two types. It can be functional structure, it can be divisional structure. Functional structure is made on the basis of functions, and divisional structure is based on the basis of product lines. Let us discuss functional structure. First, the meaning of functional structure. Functional structure refers to grouping of jobs of similar nature under one department. It means jobs of similar nature will be put under one department, or related and similar functions are grouped in one department and they are under the one manager or one executive. For example, in a manufacturing enterprise, all the jobs related to production are grouped in production department. Jobs related to purchase of raw materials are under the purchase department. Jobs related to finance are under the finance department, and jobs related to sales are under the sales department. So we can say that different jobs are under different departments. Identification of jobs are there, and jobs once identified are under the different departments. This is the case of functional structure on the basis of function. In example, purchase, sales, cash, manufacturing are the functions, so they are under different departments. Now we have certain companies such as Britannia Industries, Bata, Maruti Udyog, Xerox. All these industries, they are functioning as they are having a functional structure, means they are functioning in a functional structure method. Now here we have a functional structure in which we have different departments on the basis of functions. We have production department on the basis of production of goods. We have purchase department on the basis of purchase of raw materials. We have finance department on the basis of cash. We have marketing department on the basis of sales. So each department is under the in charge of departmental head. We have managing director. After managing director, we are having different departments, and the departments are under different heads, different managers. Now what is the suitability of a functional structure? Functional structure is suitable in certain cases, and these cases are: number one, when the size of an organization is large. A large sized organization will have functional structure. along with organizations has to carry out diversified activities. Diversified means different activities on the basis of functions. Then number 3 we have when the task requires high degree of specialization. If the task requires high degree of specialization, and if there is diversified activities, and if the size of an organization is large, then functional structure is suitable in such circumstances. In such organization, the functional structure is suitable. Now let us discuss the advantages and disadvantages of functional structure. What is the advantage of functional structure? The first advantage of functional structure is functional specialization. It helps specialization since each department has to perform a specific function. As employees perform similar tasks again and again within the department, it improves their efficiency and they are able to get specialization. Number 2, effective control and coordination. Functional structure helps in control and coordination within the departments because similarity of the task is performed in the different departments. Similar type of jobs are performed in production department, then similar types of jobs are performed in purchase department, similar type of jobs are performed in finance department. Because of this similarity of the jobs, proper coordination is there and effective control is there by the manager. Next point, number 3, it improves efficiency. Now in the different types of departments, expert and experienced persons are appointed for each functional department. It helps in increasing managerial and operational efficiency, and this result in increasing profit. As for example, production department is under the in charge of production expert. Purchase department is under the purchase expert. Similarly, finance department is under the finance expert. Marketing department is under the marketing expert. So different departments are under the experts. Because of this, more and more efficiency is there, and this helps in increasing profits of the organization. Fourth is duplication of work is avoided. It helps in avoiding duplication of work, means it leads to economies of scale and it reduces the cost of production. Cost of production is reduced because duplication of work is not there, it is avoided. Number 5th point is ease in training. Ease in training means easiness in training. Training becomes much easier because only on the limited range of skills training has to be provided. Okay, on the limited range of skills training has to be provided. That is why it helps in making training more easier. Number 6, proper attention. Functional structure, it gives different functions important attention, means different departments they are getting attentions one by one because of this functional structure. What are the disadvantages of this functional structure? First disadvantage is the functional empire. Functional empire means it gives more and more importance to the functional objectives rather than to the organizational objectives. More and more importance is given to the functional objective performed by various functions, whereas the main objective of the organization is left behind. For example, production department is only focusing in production, so their main objective is the production of the goods and they are not focusing on the entire organizational objective. Similarly, purchase, finance and marketing, they are focusing on their own objective rather than the objectives which is framed by the entire organization. So it creates a functional empire. Difficulty in coordinating. It may cause problem in coordination as information has to be exchanged across different departments. Now, when it comes to coordination within the department, it is an advantage. But when it comes to the coordination between different departments, it creates a problem. So, it is difficulty in coordination. then the conflict of interest may arise. It may lead to conflict of interest between different departments or two or more departments. If the interest is not taken care of, then more problems can be created for the organization. Interdepartment interest may also arise when responsibilities are not properly specified. Let us take an example of this. For example, sales department insists on a consumer friendly design which is not acceptable by the production department, and when there is a disagreement between these, this can create a conflict of interest within the organization. Next one is inflexibility. It may lead to inflexibility because employees getting training in one function only. As a result, people with the same skill and knowledge base may develop a narrow perspective and may not accept the viewpoint of the others. So because of this inflexibility, the organization is limited, or the organization has to function in a limited manner. Difficulty to hold responsible. It becomes difficult to hold a particular departmental responsible or accountable if the organization goals is not achieved. Suppose the organizational goal of an organization is to get a sale of 20%, increase in sale of 20%, and if that is not achieved, then a particular department cannot be held responsible for that. So it is very difficult to fix responsibility. It becomes difficult for a particular department to hold responsible or accountable if the organization goal is not achieved. For example, you can take a company has to achieve the sales target, and then it is not certain whether the failure is due to the production department or a sales department. Organization is unable to achieve the objective, the goal which it has set for itself. Now it is unable to achieve. Now the company is unable to decide whether this is because of the sales department or the purchase department or the marketing department. So it is very difficult to fix responsibility.